Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Thursday, March 18, 2021. Al Jazeera report. U.S. China set to meet intense first talks under Biden. The United States is set to broach sensitive topics on human rights and the economy with top Chinese diplomats at the first high-level, in-person meetings under the administration of President Joe Biden on Thursday, during which diplomats are expected to be frank. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and NSA Jake Sullivan will meet top Chinese diplomat Yang Jiechi and State Councilor Wang Yi on Thursday and Friday in Anchorage, Alaska.
BBC report. Alexei McCammon, Teen Vogue editor, quits over racist tweets. Alexei McCammon said she had decided to part ways with Condé Nast, the magazine's publisher. The publisher had come under pressure from staff who opposed her hiring. They wrote a scathing letter in which they rejected the sentiments expressed in Ms. McCammon's past tweets. In a statement on Twitter, Ms. McCammon said her past tweets have overshadowed the work I've done to highlight the people and issues that I care about.
Al Jazeera report. Biden administration mulls new sanctions to block Nord Stream 2. The Biden administration is weighing additional sanctions to block construction of the nearly completed Nord Stream 2 pipeline from Russia to Germany, potentially including the project's parent company Nord Stream 2 AG, according to three people familiar with the matter. The sanctions would come in the form of an interim report that may also single out an insurance company that has been working with the vessels laying the pipeline in the Baltic Sea, as well as other companies providing support vessels and materials to the project, according to the people, who asked not to be identified because of the sensitive nature of the deliberations.
Deutsche Welle report. Russia holds Afghan peace summit amid push for ceasefire. Russia on Thursday hosted a peace conference between the Afghan government and the Taliban in Moscow, as the Kremlin pushes for a ceasefire and power-sharing agreement in the war-ravaged nation. The talks come after negotiations between the Afghan government and the Taliban have stalled in the Qatari capital of Doha, while Turkey is due to hold another peace conference in April. The Moscow talks included U.S. Special Representative Zalmay Khalilzad, along with officials from Pakistan and China.
Fox report. Florida spring breaker flees cop car while handcuffed before police catch up to him, wild video shows. A rowdy crowd of spring breakers cheered on a handcuffed man as he darted out of a cop car on Clearwater Beach in Florida on Wednesday. Police were breaking up a fight shortly before 7 p.m. when they placed 18-year-old Dominic Glass in the back of the cop car. Video posted by the user at name1_better shows officers navigating a large group of young people when one person slyly opens the cop car's door, allowing Glass to flee the scene.
CNN report. Tokyo Olympics creative head Hiroshi Sasaki resigns over derogatory remark. Tokyo Olympics creative head Hiroshi Sasaki said he has resigned after making a derogatory comment about a popular female Japanese entertainer, in the latest controversy over insensitive remarks towards women to hit games organizers. Sasaki, who was the head creative director for the opening and closing ceremonies at this year's games, said he had told a planning group through a group chat that Naomi Watanabe could play a role as an Olympic.
Deutsche Welle report. AstraZeneca. Germany, other European countries to resume use of vaccine. Germany, France and several other EU countries on Thursday have decided to continue using the AstraZeneca vaccine after the European Medicines Agency, EMA, deemed the shot safe and effective. Germany will resume administering the jab on Friday, Health Minister Jens Spahn said. The vaccine, however, will come with new advice on potential side effects. The common aim of the federal government in all 16 states is for vaccinations with AstraZeneca to start tomorrow, Spahn said.
Fox report. Vatican cardinal defends ban on priests from blessing same-sex unions, despite backlash. A cardinal close to Pope Francis defended a recent Holy See pronouncement that priests cannot bless same-sex unions as the Vatican faced outright dissent from some Catholic clergy and questions about the pontiff's role in approving the document. Cardinal Kevin Farrell, head of the Vatican's laity office, concurred with the pronouncement that a blessing is a sacramental action related to the sacrament of marriage, which the Catholic Church teaches can only be celebrated between a man and woman.
Fox report. 2 men indicted after allegedly assaulting Capitol Police officer Brian Sicknick, who later died. 2 men arrested in connection with the Jan. 6 Capitol riot have been named in a 10-count indictment that alleges they assaulted numerous police officers, including Brian Sicknick, who died a day later. Julian L. Cater, 32, and George Pierre Tenios, 39, are accused of using chemical bear spray on multiple police officers during the riot, according to the grand jury indictment, which was unsealed Thursday.
Al Jazeera report. Biden orders U.S. flags flown at half-staff after Atlanta shootings. President Joe Biden on Thursday ordered U.S. flags be flown at half-staff in honor of 8 people killed in a series of shootings at massage spas in Atlanta, Georgia, as outrage grew over rising attacks on Asian Americans in the United States. Robert Aaron Long, a 21-year-old white man, has been charged with killing 8 people, including 6 Asian American women, at massage spas in the Atlanta area on March 16.
CNN report. Controversial House Republican talks to Trump ahead of likely Senate bid. Alabama Rep. Mo Brooks, who led the House effort to object to the election results on January 6, told CNN he plans to make an announcement on Monday about whether he will run for the Senate. A Senate candidacy would be controversial given his role seeking to overturn the 2020 election results and his speaking in stark terms at the January 6 rally before the Capitol riot, and it will likely divide the GOP over what would traditionally be a safe seat.
CNN report. Tanzania's President John Magufuli dies after weeks unseen. Tanzania's President John Magufuli has died at a hospital in Dar es Salaam, the country's vice president announced in a televised address on Wednesday. He was 61. President John Magufuli died of a heart ailment that he has battled for over 10 years, Samia Suluhu Hassan said. She added that the president had been receiving treatment at Mazina Hospital since Sunday, and announced 14 days of national mourning.
Deutsche Welle report. Exclusive. Germany's Heiko Maas criticizes UK plans to expand nuclear arsenal. German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas voiced criticism of the UK's plans to increase its nuclear arsenal in an exclusive interview with DW on Thursday. "We don't want nuclear weapons arsenals to grow. If you don't want that to happen, you can't expand them," Maas said when he sat down with DW's chief international editor Richard Walker in Berlin. DW then asked the foreign minister what he thought of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's announcement this Tuesday that his government would lift the cap on the number of Trident warheads in the United Kingdom's nuclear stockpiles for the first time in more than 30 years.
CNN report. Georgia Republicans make unexpected push on another bill to restrict voting. A key committee in the Republican-controlled Georgia legislature on Wednesday made a surprise move and began work on a massive new voting bill that would give the state broad powers over local election officials, set limits on weekend early voting and add voter ID requirements for absentee ballots. Word of a new 93-page bill came about an hour before a scheduled hearing of a special election integrity committee in the Georgia House, and it set off outrage from voting rights activists who called it a disgraceful bait-and-switch tactic.
BBC report. Dozens change name to Salmon to get sushi deal in Taiwan. Officials have issued a plea asking people to stop visiting government offices to request the name change, according to local media. The restaurant offered an all-you-can-eat sushi meal to anyone with the name Guayu or Salmon on their ID card. Unimpressed officials said the rush was wasting government time. The offer began on Tuesday when sushi restaurant chain Akendo Sushiro said anyone with the Chinese characters in their name could get free food for themselves and 5 friends.
BBC report. Spain passes law allowing euthanasia. Spain's lower house of parliament approved the law with support from centre and left-wing parties on Thursday. The law allows adults with serious and incurable diseases that cause unbearable suffering to choose to end their lives. It is expected to take effect in June. Before the law's passage, helping somebody to die in Spain was potentially punishable by a jail term of up to 10 years. The passage of the law was celebrated by Right to Die campaigners, but condemned by conservative and religious groups.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.